Just that. Number one, you can't act like it's not different. It is different. You have to be aware of that before the game. You have to go in there with anticipation and help those guys understand what they may see, what they may hear. But then also just to block it out. That's a lot easier said than done sometimes. But we're gonna have practice with the noise all week, I'm sure. So they'll get used to that. But just gonna have to have good communication and then stay locked into what we're doing.
You mentioned the practicing with the noise. Is there really any way to really replicate, the what it feels like being in a place like that, or?
Yeah, I'd say so. When you get in the indoor and you turn the volume all the way up, it gets loud. So you have an opportunity to do that if the volume's loud enough. Which I think that it does get loud enough. There are times on the indoor where if it's really turned up, you can barely hear each other. So that's similar to a stadium. So I think you can emulate it pretty good.
How about the connection you have with Keandre and what he's been able to do so far this season? What have you seen from him?
Yeah, it's been great so far. Obviously, with him coming in the summer, we tried to expedite things as quickly as we could, and it's been great getting to know him. I consider him a friend of mine, and just working on the field, and then also just getting to know each other off the field too. That's important. And so, we've been able to connect a few times now, and I know that that's just going to continue to keep getting better, and as we get more of a feel for each other. And so, I'm excited to keep rolling with him.
Peyton, you guys played Georgia close all the way to the end last year. One, what do you remember from that game? And two, how much do y'all take from the fact that y'all know that y'all can compete with a team like Georgia's caliber all the way?
Yeah, obviously remember that game last year here in our place, and like you said, we had a chance in the fourth quarter, and so unfortunately wasn't able to come out on top. But obviously they're a great team. They're a championship team who's done it before, and have a lot of respect for them. And but at the same time, you take from last year that, like you said, we can play with the top teams in the country. We proved that multiple times, and so for us, it's just about executing, putting together a good week's work, practice, and then trusting what our coaches are giving us, and then doing our best to go out there on Saturday and execute to the best of our ability and get in the end zone.
Peyton, where would you say you're at, like, just mentally, kind of the last few weeks have been up and down? Do you feel like you're in a better spot now, sort of the flipping back and forth, or have you tried to stay consistent even when, ankle started?
Yeah, obviously you try to stay as consistent as you can with your preparation and everything, your mindset. But like I said before, that's not realistic all the time. When you're in different situations, you're gonna have different feelings, different emotions, throughout that time. And so I dealt with those things, but I did my best to learn from whatever the situation was, whether it is what it was. And so like I said, I feel like I took a good mindset. I try my best to take a good mindset with it, and take what I can learn from it. And so I feel good with where I'm at right now.
You strike me as a pretty quiet dude, like normally. And when Freeze is coming at you in a game, he's pretty hot. I know you've been around this your whole career, but sometimes you have to compartmentalize when he gets really angry with you.
I wouldn't say I'm a quiet guy.
Okay.
For sure, I would definitely not say that. And if you ask my high school teammates, they would laugh at you. I have been around that. Having my dad as a coach, obviously, throughout my life, he was always the most calm during football. The worst was basketball. Oh my gosh, my mom wouldn't sit by him in basketball games. For whatever reason, it was basketball. But yeah, I've dealt with that before. So, when you get into competitive environments like that, sometimes your emotions get a little hot, like you said, and so that can go both ways. And you try to calm down the best you can, and just listen to what I'm listening to what coach is saying. He's hearing what I'm saying, and we try to get on the same page. So I'm not really worried about that at all.
Yeah, it's a huge motivation. The importance of these rivalry games in the SEC kind of speaks for themselves. Especially if you go to an away stadium, you can feel. We talked about it earlier. It's us 80-something guys versus 90,000 or whatever. So I think it's one of those things that you kind of walk into with a chip on your shoulder, and something that this rivalry means a lot to a lot of people, and it's the Deep South's oldest rivalry. There's a lot of history there, so Yeah, for us to not have beaten them since I've been here, it's something that I definitely want to get accomplished. It's one of those games that you look at before the year and you're like, okay, I'm ready to play that game. So I think our guys are going to be really, really motivated and excited to face one of the best teams in the country.
How much do y'all take from the fact that y'all had them on the ropes and, that was a close game all the way to the very end with them last season? How much y'all take from that?
Yeah, I think we'll take a lot from it, just like we'll take away what we've taken away from a couple of these games this year that we've let slip away. We've been there. You can hang with any team in the country if you play the way that we've been playing, minus a few mistakes. So if we get those cleaned up, we bring the same intensity and preparation that we brought last year and last week and some of those things against these really good football teams. I think we'll definitely use that to our advantage. And like I said, just get excited for a huge rivalry game. I mean, if you have to get extra motivated for a game like this, then there's something probably wrong with you because it's a pretty big game.
It's got to be the first time on the road for a lot of young guys on this team. Just as somebody who's kind of been through it for a while, what do you tell them, about going into this kind of atmosphere for the first time?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just poise because I think everyone in their life in college football as a football player has one of those moments where, okay, we're not being cheered on anymore. I can't hear the quarterback anymore. I can't hear the linebacker telling me which way we're slanting or this and that. So communication is tough, and sometimes that brings a few mistakes. The key is not being able to flush it and not having it snowball. Because sometimes you see here when we're playing in Jordan-Hare, opposing teams, they'll get a false start, and then the next play, okay, the guard will step the wrong way. It kind of piggybacks off each other. So I think when a mistake is made, just don't blink, play the next play, and just kind of keep poised through those mistakes.
Luke, other than not turning the ball over, Payton had a mistake. But other than that, what were some of the factors you guys point to from the Oklahoma game that offense was moving better, passing game was more explosive? What do you kind of attribute that to?
Yeah, I think statistically, like we were talking about, I mean, we fared pretty well. So I think our game plan was great. I think we were moving the ball. I think situationally we just have to be a little better as a team. And I know people oftentimes will look at the coaches. Coaches always take ownership in that too on our Monday meetings. But as players, we have to take ownership too and executing certain things that we know that we can do. So I think just late in the game, being able to execute a little better, I think that's something that us as players, we can hold responsibility for. And hopefully if we make a couple less mistakes, then we win that game. We win a couple games this year. But the biggest thing now is for those mistakes to not let them repeat themselves. I mean, coaches always say, it's kind of cliche. You say, make new mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes. You're going to always make mistakes, but making the same ones, that's what can really kill you. So hopefully we're going to make new mistakes and learn from these old ones and get better and grow as a team.
We take it to a great account. Just knowing that we can compete with them top teams. We need to have a great week practice this week, and it's just another game on our schedule that we need to go out and attack and win. So as long as we have a great week, I think there's a great chance that we can win this game. So yeah.
Going into an environment like this week, what do you say to some of the young guys who are experiencing their first road game in college?
Just keep your composure. Don't let the loud noise get to you, and just know that at the end of the day that the team that's on the sideline with you got your back. So, just rely on each other, and just the main thing, just keep your composure.
Zeke, do you feel like you've taken your game to another level this season?
Yes, sir, I have. I'm just coming in every week, working hard and just, doing my one to live it and just, being accountable and just doing what I need to do. So.
How is it being out there on the field making some plays for that defense?
It's surreal. It's still a blessing, and I just thank the man above for just keeping me healthy this year and just allow me to get the chance to go out there and compete each and every day.
You think about all the young guys on y'all's defense making plays, a lot of freshmen, a lot of true sophomores out there just contributing in a big way.
One of the ones that I really like is DeMarcus. I think DeMarcus had his best game last week, and Amaris getting a couple reps in there. The young guys are gonna be pretty special here, so I'm very proud of them.
Zeke, I know you've seen some of these freshmen step up, but what do you say to maybe a guy who's not played much? You had to sort of pay your dues before you were able to step in and get playing time. What's your message to those guys?
You know, everybody's journey to success is different. So, you know, just keep on putting your the work in, just stay positive, and just know that at the end of the day, your time will come. So.
Arkansas game, you guys had a hard time getting off the field on third downs. This past week, did excellent on third down. Just does that show just how much this defense still can kind of improve and grow as the season goes on?
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, obviously those things that we need to work on, and you know, we came in last week, had a great week preparation. So, you know, as long as we just keep on doing what we're doing and get off the field, you know, there's no reason why we can't, you know, be successful on third down.
You've moved around the front a lot in your career here at Auburn. You think you found your niche with DJ Durkin's defense there?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, Durkin probably has the best defense. The best defensive scheme I don't play with, you know, since I've been in college. You know, he does a lot with the defense, having us moving around a lot. So, you know, I love it.
There were a lot of questions about y'all up front heading into the season, especially run stopping, how y'all will be able to hold up. I mean, so far this season, y'all have had really good numbers against that. What's been the key for y'all to getting off to such a good start against, against the run like y'all have?
At the end of the day, you know, you just got to whoop the man in front of you. You know, you just got to go out there and compete and just establish your will on people.
Georgia's been at the top for a minute now. For the Auburn players from Georgia, what would it mean to go over there and be the first Auburn team to win in Athens in a while?
I mean, at the end of the day, they sweat like we do. They put their pads on like we do. You know, we just got to go out there and compete. At the end of the day, it's just the name on that jersey, so we just got to go out there and just do our thing and, you know, just have confidence and just be positive and just count on to the man on your left and to the man on your right. So,
Zeke, what do you think's made the difference for you this year?
just being healthy and just like I said earlier, just doing my 111 and just being someone that my team can count on, and just making the plays when they come to me.